So, what's it like to be part of the ensemble? You guys go first.
It's busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are a lot of cues to learn and to get right.
Even when we're like in the corners, like just watching the scenes go on, there's still a lot of things we need to remember, a lot of cues to pick up on, because obviously we represent kind of Christopher's psyche and his breakdown moment, so it's very important we get those right. So there's a lot of cues.
Yeah, it's very active when we're not part of the scenes as well, because we are still with the school children in the school that Christopher goes to. So we have to be watching what is happening and be responding, like Matt has said, be responding to what is happening, but also we're part of his psyche as well.
Yeah.
So we're representing that for the audience.
And it's active all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, but you also represent Christopher's psyche as
Exactly,
well, in a way.
Yeah, I do, I guess. So Siobhan's a really interesting character because she's got so many layers to her. So I kind of think I've boiled it down to 3 parts. There's Siobhan, the teacher, who has a really important relationship with Christopher, and possibly the most constant, maybe the healthiest relationship in his life. Sorry, Mum and Dad. But so there's that Siobhan, and then there's the Siobhan that's the kind of narrator of the play and just keeping it going, and exactly to your point, making sure that we're kind of moving it on to the next bit that the ensemble will then create. And then there's the Siobhan who actually becomes part of Christopher and part of what he's thinking and feeling and trying to translate that to an audience. So yeah, she's an interesting character. And lots of active watching as well, the same as always in it, always kind of... Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and me and Matt play lots of different parts within the ensemble as well. Like I explained, we're school children sometimes, but also because the play is within a play, we are then part of the characters that Christopher experiences in his story, and then you play a few policemen.
Do you have a favourite? Do you have a favourite? Because you do play lots of different parts. I play the one, but you play lots. So what's your favourite?
I really like playing the station policeman. I think that's
tell.
really fun. But at the same time, I also equally love being the man with socks as well. I actually quite like the challenge of trying to find a big contrast between multi-rolling. I think that's a very fun challenge for an actor to do. It's I think it's very rewarding when you get it right, when you can tell there is a difference between the characterization. I think that's when you've done a really good job, and you feel like you want to do even better as well. So.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you are doing brilliantly. They're very different
Stop
characters.
it.
You're
Stop
great
it.
at that. And Emily also great. What's your is Mrs. Alexander?
I love Mrs. Alexander.
Mrs. A. We all love Mrs. A.
I think she's one I'm going to miss. And I like the fact that I still feel like I'm discovering new stuff with her as well. And the relationship with Harry, who plays Christopher, it kind of like feels like it's still developing as well in those interactions that we have. But at the same time, I really like the shopkeeper thing. I put it like that.
You're gonna buy it all.
Yeah, I try not to give away any of it, man. So yeah, and again, they're very different as well.
I don't think anybody can say Battenberg with as much enthusiasm as Mrs. Alexander.
You're giving it away.
Well,
My favourite line in the whole show. My favourite line in the whole show is your Battenberg line. It's just every time you do it, there's always you do it with a slight different inflection, but it still hits every single time, and it's just I get so excited.
How's it going to be today?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's all going to be cut out.
How slowly can Emily walk off the stage? And
Oh yes.
exciting thing to watch out for.
That's what it says in the script.
It's literally what it says in the script. Lots of good fun. And I think the other thing that's interesting about it as well, just put my socks down, I don't really want to see them, is the fact that Act 1 and Act 2 feel quite different. Do you know what I mean? Like there's just and maybe that's more of a Siobhan thing because she plays sort of one role really in Act 1 and a slightly different role in Act 2. But they do feel like quite different plays.
How is it still different for you then?
Well, I spend most of Act 2. Actually, I don't give that away. Up the old stairs. Give it away. Yeah.
Do you mean for your character it changes?
It does change for my character, but I also think Act 2 has a lot more kind of physicality from all of you. I think there's a lot more creation. There's a lot more creation of worlds that the ensemble do in the second act, and I think that also probably is the way Christopher's moving through the journey and a different point, which is really amazing to watch.
Yeah. But for Siobhan, you're not so much of a narrator, are you?
Not in the second half,
It
no.
feels like it's more of an emotional connection that we're seeing.
Yeah, I think
you and Chris.
Great. I hadn't thought about that. I think you're absolutely right, because I think I'm a bit his psyche in the second half, and then there's some, I think, really they're at least great scenes to play at the end when I am Siobhan the teacher,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
actually how I really feel about him, I think comes through at the end, whereas I think up until that point I've been quite good at, you know, being a professional and keeping a distance, and it sort of changes a bit for her towards the end, I think.
Yeah.
And that's good. Very interesting parts to play.
Loads of it, and it's fantastic. I mean, it looks amazing already.
It does.
The blue
is so fun.
Not
just even the set and the music is fantastic as well, and it really helps to create that the atmosphere and the feeling in Christopher's head as well. I think, and physical theatre that we do as well. I think really is really.
It's a pleasure to watch. I don't get to do that, but I do get to watch it, and it's been a pleasure kind of watching it develop as well. Kind of how it's and also everybody I think has played a part in it. You know, both of you as well. When we've done scenes where, you know, people go, that doesn't feel quite right, and that's been such a great atmosphere and environment to be part of, when people's ideas and values are heard, and then you're like, well, maybe not that, let's develop that, makes it a real great teamwork.
I found that really rewarding, being a part of the ensemble, is the kind of like community that comes about it. Like, whenever we've been doing rehearsing for these big physical pieces, it's never been just, okay, that's it, moving on, but we've always gone back to certain bits to try and we've tried things that they didn't work, but that's fine. That's the whole point. You need to try these things to figure out if they're going to work or not. But then when we found something that really clicks and everyone's really happy with it, it feels so good. You're like, oh, this is going to look so good. The audience is going to really like it.
And then of course we've got our Traverse set as well, with the audience on both sides, which is a fun challenge.
It is a challenge, yes. I mean, early rehearsals, we were doing scenes, and there were times where I was like looking too much at one side, and I was like, oh wait, there's people over there as well, isn't there? My bad. But it is really, really fun challenge.
I think I find myself as well even more, I'll find myself somewhere on stage, and then you'll see me like slightly turn and slightly go back or slightly go forward, which is kind of a bit awkward, but I'm like blocking somebody here, which is always just style that out, make it look like it's normal.
Make it look like it's normal. I think everyone does that really well, actually.
I think we've all got much more used to it now. Because I found myself from rehearsals, and also from everyone else when I'm watching scenes, they're focusing more. I can tell in the forefront of their mind, whatever scene they're doing, they're very aware that there's audience there and there as well, and I can tell they've really put a lot of focus to make sure that one side of the audience isn't left out, which can be tricky, especially when most theatre that we've done is there's just one audience there. So it is a really fun challenge, but sometimes you get so caught up in remembering your cues and your lines, you're like, oh wait, hang on a minute.
Wait, about 45 minutes.
And how many left, rights, and steps, and the lines, and the... God, we saw that.
It is quite interesting. The lines I think are really interesting, and maybe this is more my lines because a lot of them are Christopher's words, but they're written in there's a lot of long sentences and things. One thought reads into another thought, which has been quite interesting from a line learning perspective for me. Some of them have actually been quite easy because you're like, well, that then leads to that, and then sometimes you're like, well, that's such an interesting turn of phrase. We talked about it a lot with one particular character, Judy, and the way her lines are written and then learnt, because she just has a very specific way of speaking, and I have some that are kind of her lines, and they've been the hardest, which I think is quite interesting. And I don't know if you found the same with different characters, whether the lines are written in a different way to show you who the character should be, and if some are easier to learn than others.
What I would always find is that the punctuation is so helpful. Any script that you've got, that gives you a real insight into how to deliver the line, or how the writer wants you to deliver the lines, but also into your character as well, and what they are like. And I think that really helps with the fundamentals of then developing the character that matches the script, the lines that you've been given, because I think there's so much in there.
There is,
I like Miss Alexander. She does like a plosive. She does quite like a
plosive.
Oh my God, what is
that?
So a plosive is
Tell us what a plosive is.
It's the sound. It's a p or a t or a b or
like Battenberg.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why it's so good every time.
She loves that sort of thing. So I found that quite kind of useful. I liked that.
That's very cool.
Yeah, she loves plosive.
She does
so
much.
She loves plosive.